Hello, this is Jean from Card Creating with Jean. My name is Jean Ducro, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And welcome! I am on vacation, so I thought I would attempt to do a recording of a video that I can post during our normal time that we would have a live video. So I tried this a couple days ago and it didn't work. The lighting was completely off and everything was so saturated that you couldn't see anything that I held up. So we're going to try it again with the lighting a little bit lower, and hopefully that will take care of it and I can post it, because otherwise I'm not going to post. So we are going to be making a gift card or a gift box, gift card holder, I should say, using this darling set, the Jolly Delivery. And it does come with a die that makes a card, and it also can be folded in such a way that it will accept a gift card holder. So I am ready to get started, and I'm going to try to move my iPad down to the surface a little bit better so that you have more of a view. I'm afraid I can't do an overhead view looking down because I don't have a way of doing that with my iPad. The phone didn't work because it wouldn't do the reverse to look down like I do during my normal live. So this is what we have to work with until I get a little bit better knowledgeable about these things. This is what we'll go with. So let's see if I can get this adjusted just a little bit more so that it's looking, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it very good. We're going to go with that. So the first one we're going to make is going to be the box. So I've got all my little information here, and we're going to use the ephemeras from this suite for our images. So that makes it super easy. I went ahead and I cut out a piece of cardstock, DSP, excuse me, 6x6, and I went ahead and ran it through the cut and emboss machine. So we're a little head start. You can see that it lines up perfectly on a 6x6 sheet of paper, and it does fit going through the cut and emboss machine. So take this off. You can see what it looks like. We are going to use this side of the DSP rather than the mailbox side, because we're going to use the mailbox side on the next one that we're going to do. So it has already little score marks in it. So I am going to go ahead and get these folded up and burnish them with my bone folder so they have a nice crisp edge on them. This little box goes together so easy that if you plan on giving money or a gift card, you can put them together pretty quick. We're going to do a couple of little fancy things with ours, but this should be just fine for giving you some ideas for how to use this if you get the bundle, or even the suite for that matter. It's very versatile. So there's two score lines that we're creasing to make the box, and then when you get done, you have some little flaps here that will hold the box together. So I'm going to actually use my Seal Plus to adhere the box together. Make it a little more sturdy. And if you get a little over, you can just fold it back very easily. Seems like I always do that. I overdo it. Oh, that one was perfect. Okay, this one's a little bit over. Probably about a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so we are just going to go ahead and fold these in, joining up the edges. On each side. And there you have the basis for your box. The smaller pieces here go in as for the sides, and the top is going to fold down like so. So we have this notched out area. There is a place on the die, I don't know if you can see it, that has notches in it. Whoops. Well, that was cute. Little notches here and up here. They give you 3 dies that you can slide in there when you're going to actually cut it. It will go in there like so. And as you can see, that does not cut completely all the way around. So what it will do is it will cut your cardstock or your DSP, and you'll be able to lift up these edges here to make a little spot that will go through this notched area. So it'll line up on this flap and go through. I decided I wanted to have a contrasting piece, so I just took a circle cutter that's, let's see, 1¼ inches, and I have a piece of garden green, and I thought that I would run that through. So I'm going to line that up like so on there. And I'll bring the cut and emboss machine over here. Sorry, it's going to take up a lot of room on my desk. And we're going to run that through. Sorry, I know it makes my iPad wiggle. Okay, and I can show you what that looks like. So hopefully you can see that. So we can just lift these out, and there's a score line to bring it across. And there you have it. So we are going to glue that on this flap, like about, well, let me get this up here. Like about so, I think. So it will fit in. And if you are really wondering how it's going to work, or want to make sure you get a really good fit, I would just feed this through the flap. Line it up where you want it in there, like so. And now we will put some glue on the back side here, and then just bring it over. I think it would probably be wise, though, to put something inside the box because of it using DSP. It's a little wobbly. So we'll firm it up a little bit by adding that piece of candy or whatever. Let's see. I've got some candy here that I've been using to fill bags and little boxes. So let's see. How about a couple of Kit Kats? These are the snack size that I got. So they're not the full size bars, of course. Sorry, that was kind of noisy. Okay, so I will put these in here and show you how nicely they fit in there. And then I'm just going to close up the box. We'll put a little glue on this back side here, and we'll slide it into place. And the basis for the box will be completed. Well, let's see. This is one of my glue bottles that's floating around that doesn't have a lot of glue left in it, so let's not fight it. Just gonna Put a few dabs of glue on here. You don't want to get too much on so it oozes over, because then it's going to glue itself to the part that you want to be able to lift it off of. Okay. Just going to lift it off and get it glued into place. Of course, then it moves. There we go. Okay, we've got this part of the box completed, but and this would be fine, especially if you use a print. But we've got this side that we could actually decorate, and I think that's what we're going to do. So I went ahead and cut a piece of very vanilla, because this is a very vanilla background on this. A little piece of very vanilla. Oh, I forgot to write it down. Let me just look here what I did. It's 2 7/8 by 2 3/8. And this will fit on the front here. And I thought it would be fun to decorate this a little bit. I'm going to use this side because I see there's a little mark on it. I grabbed one of the ephemeras, this little guy here. He's going to go on there. And this little guy who's a hedgehog, and he's got a little tiny, hopefully you can see that, letter on his back. Oops, right there. I am going to trim a little bit off the edge, the white edging that goes around the ephemera, just because I'm going to place it by the bear, like in front of the bear. And I think that that white edge on near the top there is just a little bit too much. So we're just going to give it just a little trim. I find I trim the ephemeras when I'm going on a darker color or something, and I just feel that it's a little bit too much. Okay, and then we need to put a sentiment on here, and I have a stamp here someplace. Here we go. And I think maybe when we line this up, I'm going to place our guy on here. There's just enough room to go on an angle across here, possibly. And we are going to put on there, from me to you. And I think we'll do it in garden green, just to add a little bit of green to the box, since we put the little closer on the back side in garden green. We're going to add garden green to this. Perfect. All right. And I am planning on popping up these images. So I'll grab some dimensionals here and put those on the back. If you wanted to, you could take and brush some ink around the edge of this if you wanted to. We could possibly do that. Let me see. I think I had, yep. Let's put a little garden green on there. Just around the edge a little bit. Very lightly. It's like adding a faux mat on your piece. Okay, so we've got just a little bit of green around there. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and mount this on the box so that we've got a head start on that. And it will help with placing our critters on. So this will give you approximately 1/8 of an inch edge around the box. There's just a little bit of the print that you can see on each side and on the top and the bottom. And we are going to add our bear. Let me get some more dimensionals on here. One certainly isn't enough. He's a big one. Okay. And then we'll decide where we're going to put the hedgehog. This box would be suitable for putting cash in or the candy. So if you're the type of person that likes to give cash for Christmas, it would work really well. So here's what we have so far. So we can put our little guy in front right here, and we will pop him up. Well, maybe we won't. Let me just see how that looks. I have to assess this, because that would make him look like he's just a little behind the bear. Yeah, I think I'm just going to glue him on now that I look at it. And then we can put some embellishments on, and we are done with this box. If I didn't have to do so much talking, we would have gotten it done even quicker, probably. There. Okay. The embellishments that go with this set are called deer dots. Let me pull them out of the envelope. So you get Poppy Parade, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Garden Green. So I think we're going to add the, take your pick tool. We'll use the Poppy Parade, I think, on this. I'll put a big one up here in the corner. And we'll put a couple of the small ones so that it's large and small. Like so. And we have our first little gift box is done. Front and back. All ready.